Hi, it's Terry Vanover, author, presenter, and founder of Choosing to Rise. So, what I am, I'm a life coach, and I work with those people that are impacted through big transitions in families. So, if you've been impacted by divorce, or you perhaps are blending a family together and you want some more support with blending your family and finding strategies to help yourself as you make those huge transitions. Or in this case, we're talking about adoptive families this week. So if you're an adoptive mom and you're needing some more one-on-one support or you need resources, feel free to reach out to me. One of the things I do is I help people develop clarity goals and strategies, and we uncover some of those hidden blocks and fears that might be preventing you from reaching the goals that you want in your life. So glad to be here today, and we're talking about our question of the week, which is, what % of adoptive moms experience depression post-adoption? And I want to thank a friend for this. Mary had suggested thinking about that in regards to what we talked about last week, which was stepmoms experience a very high rate of depression, which didn't surprise me because I'm a stepmom. So I know how difficult that transition is. It's hugely overwhelming for a lot of different reasons. So we talked about stepmoms last week, and this week we're talking about adoptive moms and what % experience post-adoption depression. So according to the New York Times, which cited a couple of different surveys that they've taken, there has not been a whole lot of research on this. I wish I could give you more definitive research. But it's around 18–20%, but it can go much higher than that. So it actually is pretty close to the postpartum depression that many women feel. So let's look at why that happens. Why does the depression occur because it's not hormonal? So when there's a shift in hormones is what they often blame for the postpartum depression, but you can't really say that with post-adoption. Well, it's actually pretty clear. There's a lot that goes into adoption, pre-adoption. The adoptive families have to prove they're worthy, almost superhuman parents. They have to document and interview, and there's a lot that goes into the adoption process. So what happens oftentimes is that once they get the baby or the child, there is this feeling of unmet expectations. So oftentimes a mom will have these unmet or even unrealistic expectations of the parenting experience, that it's going to be this hugely rewarding experience. And often when there's this difference in what we expect and then what the reality might be, then that causes some emotional turbulence within us. And there's some outside factors that factor into that as well. So, and one of those might be a family, the extended family, not quite blending in with the adoptive, or not choosing to make the adoptive member, a new member, feel as if they are, I don't want to say welcome, but like biological children. They tend to treat the new child as outside of the family or adoptive, and that also kind of contributes to these unrealistic expectations that a parent might have, or that a new mom might have. She might have these expectations. Everyone's going to love the baby right away, and there's going to be all this kind of joy and these euphoric feelings, and that often doesn't occur. So that's the answer to our weekly question today. So it is right on, similar to the postpartum blues that you hear about, but it's a really unknown part of adoption. So I found that really interesting, and I want to thank my friend for encouraging me to research that and look into that, because that's another family dynamic that I didn't know much about, and I really appreciated her encouraging me to do that and teaching you about that. So if you are struggling through some transitions in your family and you're needing support and you're wanting to have some goals to overcome some of those things, and you're wanting some extra emotional support and some things that will help you get to where you want to be as you blend your family and you come together, reach out to me. I can give you a free ebook if you go to choosingtorise.com, or feel free to email me at terryvanover@comcast.net. So I hope everyone have a great evening tonight, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week.